Introducing first, out of the blue corner, representing the United States Marine Corps, Jared Ferrera.
Todd, we just keep rolling on with the title fights. Jared Ferrera for the Pro MMA AVM title, the 145-pound division. 3 5-minute rounds, as this is a professional bout. That also means you can knee to the head of opponent while they're standing up, and you are allowed to attack with the point of the elbow.
I like that. Hey, let's welcome in Mace Zeller. And Mace, you're going to be a cut man coming up for bare knuckle. Let's make sure we got Mace potted up here. You guys may be able to hear him. Give me the thumbs up. We got to get Mace dialed in here, because I am interested in the cut man of a bare knuckle fight. One of my buddies is, two-time world champion, LT Nelson. Middleweight, super middleweight.
We are unable to hear Mace.
Nope, we got to get Mace dialed in, guys. Let us know. I'll get the thumbs up, Mace. I'll give you a proper third introduction.
Wanted to be fast. Well, let's see.
Water's down there. I think we got him dialed in now, Mace. Countdown to Major Tom. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mace. So let's get Stewie to introduce the next one, then we'll go.
His opponent, representing the United States Army, David Evenson.
David Evenson. Nova Mente is who he represents, out of Denver, Colorado. All right, Mace, let's hear it.
Mace, so a cut man, how do you get to be a cut man in bare knuckle?
Man, it just takes a lot of grinding your nose at being a cut man in any promotion you can take, because the cuts that you're going to deal with in bare knuckle are a lot worse than what you're going to deal with in MMA and boxing. So you just want to make sure that you have a lot of experience and you can deal with those really nasty cuts.
So how did you first get into it? I mean, was it just, hey, I want to fix guys up when they go to the corner?
Yeah, so I started cornering people in about 2017, and then I broke my neck and was told I was never going to fight again. So I decided, well, I want to stick around this sport, and cut man seemed like the way to go. And thankfully, I get to fight still. So it all worked out.
Do you get to travel around the world?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked cuts in Thailand, the UK, all over the place. But I absolutely love it.
So what do you think of Sparta? What do you think of tonight's event?
Man, I tell everybody every single Sparta
Hold
show.
on, I got to break in a second here, guys. We got our tail of the tape. Jared Ferrera out of Copper Mountain, Colorado. He's a 32-year-old freestyle fighter with a 0-1 record. Comes to us at 5 feet 5 inches tall and 144 pounds, facing off against David Evenson out of Denver, Colorado. He's the 33-year-old freestyle fighter making his debut. That is as a professional. Both these guys with extensive amateur backgrounds. 5 feet 10 inches tall, 145 pounds. All right, Mace, you were saying you like Sparta because?
Yeah, I mean, I tell everybody every single Sparta show I go to, I've worked for LFA, I've worked for One Fight Championship. Sparta's production is just through the roof. No matter what show you go to, you're going to see some of the best matchups on a regional scene, as well as just the best production quality.
Yeah, I mean, the broadcasters aren't too bad either.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Got it going on.
Hey, and the other thing too is when you look at that, we talked about LT Nelson a little bit off camera, buddy of mine, buddy of JR's, super middleweight champ, and also the Police Gazette champ. I mean, You see a lot of bare knuckle fighters that are maybe minute-long fighters. This guy goes 5-6 rounds.
Yeah, LT is just a different breed. I mean, we all know LT from way back in the day and stuff, but he was my second.
Let's go!
He was my second striking coach ever, so I've known him real close. But man, you watch his fights; he's just all about burning people out and then putting them down.
And
like he said, a different breed.
And he takes punishment too. I mean, he's not a guy that goes in there and doesn't take punishment. Chris Cabosi, another local champion, world champ.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, let's take it up to Stewie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a professional MMA bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds for the Featherweight AVM title. This is our second Army vs. Marine matchup. Let's meet our fighters. Introducing first, fighting out of the Mike Maroney Ford blue corner. He's a freestyle fighter with a professional record of no wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 foot 5 inches tall and weighed in at 144 pounds. With War Dog Muay Thai from Copper Mountain, Colorado, representing the United States Marine Corps, War Dog Jared Ferrera. His opponent is a freestyle fighter making his professional debut. He stands 5 foot 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 145 pounds. With Novamente from Denver, Colorado, representing the United States Army, David Evenson. Referee, Eric Hines.
All right, guys, beginning of the main card. Expect clean, fair fight. We're going to touch them up, do it now, and let's show these people what you came for.
All right, Todd, our first pro bout of the evening. And it's for a title. I love it.
These guys look ready to go. I'm excited.
Big fire plug. I mean, look at the size. 5'5", but just one of those 5x5s. Oh, going right up to the head kick as well.
Everson, nice job of letting himself not be turned on having that leg kick captured. Everson immediately looking to put it to the mat and does so.
Yeah, Evenson using his length well and getting in on the shorter man, and now has the upper hand.
See if Ferrera is able to effect a sweep. He's got a good scissor sweep position here. Doesn't look to be utilizing it yet, so he must have some other things in mind.
I always think it's a smart move to take someone to the ground if they're coming from a gym that ends in Muay Thai. So,
So LT was one of your first striking coaches.
He was at Grudge way back in the day.
Oh, wow. That is way back in the day. That was a hell of a gym.
It was.
I think that was Trevor and Jake back in the day.
It was, yeah.
The positioning right now, JR, when you look at pros, they don't give it up easily. Kind of a smothering style.
Yes, it is. Everson off with a couple of strikes there. Ferrera doing a nice job tying him up from the bottom, but his guard isn't super active. When you lock your legs like that, shows that all what you're willing to do is just hold your opponent in place. Now he's opened up a little bit, has some options, but once you close that guard, it shows you're not going to try to escape or throw up a submission.
Kind of hold on and survive is where your mentality is there.
Absolutely.
Now he's starting to open it up, activate the hips a little bit, but then immediately back to close guard. But that close guard does help keep him a little bit safer. And as you can see, he's controlling the posture of Everson well off of his back. Maybe looking for a referee stand-up here.
Yeah, the other thing, too, with Evenson, when you're that long and lanky against a shorter fighter, you can really get that leverage.
Yeah, underhooking the leg, rolling for a knee here. Ferrera, wise to it, shuts it down immediately and wrapping up the Kimura.
He's looking for the Kimura big time.
Nice.
He was in position, but Ferrera rolled out of it.
Everson going to work with some heavier strikes now. Ferrera has his legs in there. All right,
armbar?
No, both leg locks. They're entwined. It's a battle of the leg locks here. And looks like Everson has the better position from what I can see. Trying to crank on it, gives up on it, sits forward, does Everson. Nice job.
Everson's really had him balled up most of this fight.
Yeah, Everson gave up the submission in favor of position. Never a bad thought.
May need a cut man in there.
I was just going to say, look at that left side of Ferrera.
Yeah, it's unfortunate I'm only doing the bare knuckle fights, but we'll see.
So look at that. We put a cut man on commentary, and all of a sudden we got a cut.
I know. It's really interesting to see when Ferrera does go for things out of his guard. He's going for triangles, leg entanglements, usually a game of somebody who's a little bit longer.
Absolutely. And at 5'5", it makes it very difficult against a taller fighter that's 5'10".
Evenson doing a nice job getting his striking off from the top. Ferrera doing all that he can to try to shut that down, but Evenson has some answers for the defense of Ferrera.
And this is a long round. There's still 1:55 left. He's starting to inflict damage with the elbows now.
And it looks like he's targeting that cut, which is super, super intelligent right now.
And you're sitting back in the corner just wondering how big it's going to get.
I am. You know, it's terrible because I know all these guys. I like all of them. But at the same time, as a cut man, I always want to work a little bit too. So not wanting anybody to get cut, but wanting something to do. So
again, looking to isolate that far arm is Evenson. Ferrera, wise to it, puts his shoulder down on the mat, but he has to give up his back to do it. Let's see how Evenson handles the defense.
Man, Ferrera's tough. I'll give him that. But he's just taking a lot of punishment right now and not doing a lot in return.
To my knowledge, he was a high school wrestler, so you got to expect some toughness out of him.
Absolutely. Full mount now. Or close. He's full mount. And just raining down elbows. But Ferrera doing a good job where there's not a ton of them coming down.
I like what Evenson's doing. He's using a couple of different tactics in order to try to pin down the arms of Ferrera. Little flurry of ground and pound there. Ferrera, good job to try the escape while both your opponent's hands are busy flurrying for strikes. You know he's not holding you down with it.
That neck's opened up right now, but he closed it down. Let's see if he can get it underneath the chin.
30 seconds left. See what he's able to do as far as closing this off.
Yeah, maybe a head crank. He's not going to let him get it.
Yeah, good defense by Ferrera. And Ferrera looks pretty calm. Oh, there, that's in there pretty tight. Let's see what Evenson's able to do with his hand position. Looking to close it off now.
Let's see if he hears that clacker. Can he survive?
12 seconds.
Oh, he's cranking it too.
Yeah, and there's the tap with just 6 seconds left in the fight.
Buzzer beater.
Congratulations, Mr. Evenson, going home with the title.
And you know, JR, he heard that 10 second. That's how bad that choke can be. You hear that 10-second clacker, and you still can't survive.
Well, you know, a lot of people think it's about holding your breath that long. It's not. Your blood's being shut off. Your brain is not getting oxygen or blood flow, and that's what makes you tap. It's not the fact that you're running out of breath.
Yeah, your vision starts to get to a tunnel, and then once it gets to that pin needle, you just have to make that decision. Am I going to sleep or tapping? So.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at you see cuts with these 4-ounce gloves, but when you see bare knuckle, like the eyebrows, I mean, everything is fair game.
We're checking out the finish of the fight here. Adjusted his hand position. Got the crowd going crazy here. I love it.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, and like you said, JR, it's not about holding your breath and making it the final 6 seconds.
Yeah, anybody, especially as conditioned as a fighter, can hold their breath for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's not the game we're playing.
No, he tried to bridge out of that, but, you know, you see a lot more devastating cuts with the bare knuckles, a lot of slices on the eyes, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You actually see a lot of way worse cuts also in the scalp area, which you're not used to seeing in MMA and kickboxing, just because you'll get even the second knuckle catches somebody, and it can make a pretty deep cut.
All right, let's take it up to Stewie.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Hines called a stop to this about 4 minutes, 55 seconds into the first round. Declare your winner with the rear naked choke and AVM Featherweight Champion, David Evenson!
Congratulations to the fighter representing the United States Army, David Evenson, out of Novamente, representing Denver, Colorado, going home with the AVM title in the professional division. Let's take it up to Big Sexy.
Big Sexy, our friend of real estate, party in the USA, baby. Let's go.
Get excited, Sparta. We got a party in here. Come on over here, David. Congratulations, my friend. That was well-deserved. Ground and pound and then submission. Is that something you worked on?
Always working, always trying to grow, be the best martial artist I can be, and put on a show for everyone who takes their time, spends their money to come out and see me. So
that's fantastic, my friend. What else is in your arsenal? What else did you work on?
Hey, I got very good kicks, but we didn't get to use them today. That's all right, next time.
That's a bummer. What's next?
You know, wherever it takes us, if it's a Sparta, LFA, doesn't matter. One goal, we know where we're going. We want to go to the UFC, so let's keep pushing.
Absolutely, and we want to take care of you. This is your Sparta helmet. We want to continue to be your fan. We can watch you give out good fights, okay? Is there anybody you want to thank for this fight?
Big shout out to my team, my coaches, by my side the whole time, all my teammates at Novamente, and then all my friends and family. Thank you so much!
That's awesome. Get excited. Let's hear it one more time.
Thank you, everyone. Let's fucking go!
And remember, Sparta, when you need help with real estate, you got a friend in Big Sexy.